Welcome to the 100 Photos channel. We are glad to see you again and wish you a pleasant viewing of our new video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos, and you will also help achieve my dream of 100,000 subscribers.
Jane Mansfield posing with Miss Hollywood 1957. "8 feet 11.1 inches to 0.7 meters tall Robert Wadlow posing for a family photograph, 1939. A Sami man wearing sunglasses and smoking while holding the reins to his white reindeer, Kautokeino, Norway. C. 1910-1922. Photo by Peter L. Smith. A Buick sits frozen over after firefighters tackle a factory blaze during a freezing winter in New York City, 1961. What 5 megabytes of computer data looked like in 1966 to 62,500 punch cards, taking 4 days to load. Moto rickshaw from Japan, 1920s. Jerry Seinfeld on the first day of filming Seinfeld, 1989. To Turkish wrestlers and a former Greek wrestler right during a Greco-Roman wrestling competition in the United States in 1909. The Breakfast Club, 1985. John DeLorean sits in one of his DeLorean sports cars at the Earl's Court Motor Fair in London, 1980s. Loggers with large logs on trucks, Coates Fordney Lumber Company, near Aberdeen, Ca. 1920. Housewife poses with a week's worth of groceries in 1947. She spent $12.50 a week to buy all her groceries except milk. On this, she managed to feed herself, her husband, her 4-year-old twins, and the family cat. Harry Houdini performing a trick, 1918. Fashion and style from the 1970s. Mount Rushmore, 1930. Stone carvers on scaffolding and hoists carved the face of Thomas Jefferson into Mount Rushmore. The enormous sculpture was completed 11 years later. A vintage trailer with storage for a 1955 BMW Isetta. A young artist paints soccer court, Paris, 1946. Scrubbing down the neighborhood in Baltimore circa 1950s. A couple of Victorian travelers, 1890s. A lumberjack cutting a tree in 1946. Construction workers line up for pay beside the first Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. Manhattan, New York City, 1931. Missouri family of 5, 7 months from the drought area. Broke, baby sick, car trouble. Tracy, California, 1937. American actresses Lauren Bacall and Marilyn Monroe, the premiere of How to Marry a Millionaire in 1953. Grocery store on Main Street of Ranchester in Big Horn Mountains, Wyoming, 1941. Michael Caine and Benny Hill on the set of the Italian Job 1969. Making soap from meat drippings during World War I 1917. Selling milk by the roadside in Belgium, early 1900s. High-class Mercedes Fidelity unit from 1965, a TV, a phone, a mini fridge, and a radio, all in one for your car. Passengers boarding the Zeppelin, 1930s. Thousands and thousands of cables in New York City streets, 1800s. James Dean making sure it's perfect in a New York barbershop, 1955. Car seat safety in 1958, not strapped into anything. These seats relied on the mother to put her arm out and stop the baby from falling forward. The Darredsville Ormer Locklear stands on the wing of a Curtiss Jenny biplane going about 90 miles an hour in June 1920. Crewmen unload the Gadget, the nickname for the first atomic MB, and prepare it for final assembly soon before its historic test detonation on July 16, 1945 in the desert of New Mexico. Original caption from December 4, 1920. Writing to Santa Claus. Unemployed workers crowded around a shack with a Christmas tree on East 12th Street, New York City, in 1938. The elevator is shown at the first level of the Eiffel Tower during its construction, 1887. Pedestrians look through a restaurant window to watch a cook prepare a pot of spaghetti in New York City, 1937. Inuit mother and child in Cape Prince of Wales, Alaska 1927. Christmas procession in Bethlehem, 1900. The Panama Canal in 1913. Taco Bell in 1973. Please bring back THOSE prices. What Christmas looked like 100 years ago. Drew Barrymore gives Princess Diana her ET gift, 1982. Students walk downtown Kabul, Afghanistan in 1981. Interior of a passenger plane, 1935. Linda Carter as Miss World USA, 1972. A group of immigrants aboard a ship celebrate as they catch their first glimpse of the Statue of Liberty, 1900. The Kimberley Diamond Mine in South Africa in 1872, after a massive 83.5 carat diamond was found here. Fortune hunters flocked to the area, with 800 land claims made near the mine. The 1950 FIFA World Cup final between Brazil and Uruguay in the Maracanã Stadium, spectated officially by 173,850 people and possibly by over 200,000. This remains the most attended football match ever. An old woman who fled the war zone with her cow sits on a bench in Amiens, France, the 28th of March 1918. The occasion could be anything, from a name day to a birthday. The photo was taken in a village in a Greek island in the Aegean Sea. Mykonos, 1955. Photo by Robert McCabe. Stalled on the desert, facing a future in California. No money, 10 children. From Chickasaw, Oklahoma to Southern California, 1937. Photo taken by Dorothea Longa during the Great Depression. Portuguese Shepherd, 1900. Photo by Auke Spobone. Actress Helen Mirren as Cleopatra, circa 1965. Bicycle messengers seated in front of their bikes. Photo by Charles H. Currier, USA 1890s. Dads with babies in Vilnius, Lithuanian SSR, 1967. West Berliner police officer stands guard as East German soldiers build the Berlin Wall behind him. 1961. Free air and free advice. 1938, Kern County, California. Photo by Dorothea Lange. A horse-drawn Pepsi-Cola wagon drives the streets of New York in 1910. Lady talking on the telephone, ca. 1900. Bricklayers photographed during the construction of Stockholm City Hall in Stockholm, Sweden on the 4th of July 1916. French soldiers of the 49th Infantry Regiment playing cards in the trenches in the winter of 1916. Two German brothers that were separated by the Berlin Wall reunite in December 1963 for 18 days, so they can celebrate Christmas together due to the Border Pass Agreement. Photograph taken in East Berlin. Group of hikers enjoying a meal, Gelderland, Netherlands in 1890s. Photo by Rijksmuseum. The Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, Spain photographed during construction in 1905. A station under American, Niagara Falls covered in a thick layer of snow in 1901. A Dutch woman photographed by Augustus F. Sherman between 1906 to 1914 at Ellis Island Immigration Station located in New York Harbor. The Castle Iceberg. This photo shows a man on a dogsled in the foreground and a castle-shaped mountain of ice in the background during the British Antarctic expedition. A farmer listening to the radio while he milks his cow, 1920s. Early on, headsets were required to listen to the radio, most likely crystal radio. Queue for wine on a cold day in Chukotka, Soviet Union, 1985. A set of triplets enjoying ice cream treats, 1965. The liquidators working in the immediate vicinity of the damaged reactor, Chernobyl, 1986. A man riding a German-built Krupp Auto in Berlin, circa 1920. Miners 850 feet deep in the Hubert Mine, Nevadaville, Colorado, 1895. A Greyhound bus trip from Louisville, Kentucky, to Memphis, Tennessee, and the terminals. Photo by Esther Bubley, September 1943. Wife and child of sharecropper, Walker County, Alabama, USA, 1937. Photo by Arthur Rothstein. Street view in Italy, 1960s. Karl Glackner, the last living veteran of the Franco-Prussian War 1870 to 1871, celebrates his 107th birthday in December 1952. Sigmund Freud and his Chow Chow dogs in Vienna, 1930s. Hippie with his kid in Amsterdam, 1972. Photo by Tony Riera. Veterinary surgeon Rubush attends to an injured dog owned by Albert Edward Holland, left in Washington, D.C., circa 1925. Lisa photographs on the Eiffel Tower for Vogue, Paris, 1939. High above New York City, two cleaners clean a corner ornamentation eagle of the Chrysler Building, 1932. Pea Picker's homemade house car, 1936. Photo by Dorothy Alonga. People watching policemen inspect long hair. Seoul, 1971. Those caught had their hair cut on spot. Family with 13 kids. Boston, Massachusetts, 1925. Passengers enjoying the comfort of sleeper seats aboard the Comet 4 during a 1958 demonstration flight at Hatfield Airfield. Truck driver Robert Newer and his family gathered around the television in 1949, at a time when screens first invaded the American living room, Pennsylvania. Photo by Ralph Morse. Tourist and his car at the edge of the Grand Canyon, Arizona, USA, 1914. A group of friends camping in Golden Gate Park, California, next to a Briscoe sedan car, 1920. A one-room schoolhouse in Texas, 1907. Pacific Coast Highway in the early 1940s near Point Mugu in Ventura County, California. Jerome Bonaparte, youngest brother of Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte and the only one among Napoleon's brothers to ever be photographed, 1850. Only the horsepower, but talk about torque. The World's Fair Load, Michigan, 1893. Boy selling apples beside a road in North Carolina, 1934, during the Great Depression. Photo by Ba Yarwoon. Siberian shaman with a collection of shamanic objects, early 1900s. An Inuit girl descending into her home. An ice igloo. In Arviat, Nunavut, Northern Canada, 1949. Photo by Richard Harrington. Henry Ford driving his quadricycle on a street in Detroit on November 29, 1905. The car was Henry Ford's first automobile design that was only produced in a single car. It was powered by a 4-horsepower two-cylinder engine.